This is Kayla.
And this is Becky with a couple of B's read.
And we also love to do Book of the Month predictions. And I have quite a few for the month of November.
You do.
So, first of all, one I'm really excited about, The Lake of Lost Girls by Katherine Greene. And it uses suspenseful podcast clips to weave a twisty tale of a missing student and her sister who's desperate for answers. It's The Lake of Lost Girls is perfect for fans of I Have Some Questions For You. I'm just really interested in the podcasting format and how that would go. If Book of the Month doesn't get it, I'm definitely going to get the audio version of it. Because
it sounded very interesting to me.
A story told in podcast clips.
Yeah, that will be an interesting take on how to write, I guess. Well, Kill Yours, Kill Mine. We've seen this type of book or movies before. Basically, but it has a very different twist. Mia is a grief counselor, and she's doing, I guess you could say, an experiment. And she has, she gets 7 these women together whose sisters have all been murdered.
Oh.
Yes, and so she's looking for the last one to join the group, and she finds Naomi, and she knows Naomi would be perfect to be part of this group, but Naomi's a little hesitant, and she's kind of wanting to meet, the other women before she decides. And their big thing is that they want revenge on their sister's killers, who undoubtedly were their partners in life.
So it's kind of Strangers on a Train times 7.
Yes.
It sounds like, or I guess times 8.
Exactly.
I'll kill yours if you kill mine.
And that's exactly what it is. Yeah.
So the next one, I feel like is a long shot, and I actually think it's probably going to be Audible if it's either of them, and that's The Estate by Sarah Jost. It's about art historian Camille Leray. She spent her career surrounding herself with fineries and selling pieces for millions, but she has the ability to enter the world of any piece of artwork, and she can take others with her.
Very interesting take.
This ability gets her drawn into some pretty exciting shenanigans, from my understanding. Yeah. And I'm excited for it.
That one I really liked a lot. I thought it was, of the ones I've kind of read about, I thought it was really, really good. Now, the next one is A Very Bad Thing by J.T. Ellison. And this is where you have an author who's a bestseller and books made into movies and all this, and all of her fans adore her. She's very popular, very well known, and then all of a sudden she is murdered. And after the murder, the investigation is kind of really frustrating the detective that's doing this, and her daughter Darian, who is her daughter, and her publicist have just a lot of stuff going on, and just, of course, she's upset her mother's just been murdered and everything, but this reporter's out there trying to find the stories, and then you've got the detective, and then you've got the daughter. All this stuff is running around, and it comes out, same as everybody adored Columbia. Maybe there were a lot of people that didn't adore her, because she had a lot of secrets that are coming out that were not good secrets.
Oh no.
So,
and this one you might want to talk to it, The Author's Guide to Murder.
And probably because it is what do they call this one? It's a collaboration with Beatriz Williams, Lauren Willig, and Karen White, which I love, some of these authors here. And it's all about a murder that occurs at a historic castle. And these 3 authors are there, and they're there by an invitation. And then as time goes on and they're investigating the murder, it's like, hey, y'all's stories aren't matching and adding up here, so what's really the true story? And so they're, having to deal with all that and see what's happening.
And this is one, while we realize it's probably far-fetched, the book of the month would get this because it's 3 pretty big-name authors.
Yeah.
I wanted to include it because I wanted to talk about it. It looks like it looks like a fun time.
It does. And I've read their collaborations before, and they're really very good.
Okay. Well, we'll be getting that either way.
Yeah.
The Gardener's Plot by Deborah J. Benoit. It's a woman helps set up a community garden in the Berkshires, only to find a body in one of the plots on opening day. And I'm not gonna lie, the cover is what drew me to this book.
It's a beautiful. It is a beautiful cover.
Looks like a book of the month cover.
Mm-hmm.
So then I read the plot and I was like, okay, we know we're not gonna get all these mysteries, like murder mysteries, but it's a possibility.
Yeah.
Oh, this one I just thought was silly and fun. Okay, hear me out. It's called Pony Confidential by Christina Lynch, and it stars a grumpy pony who must save the only human he's ever loved after discovering she stands accused of a murder he knows she didn't commit. So this is the book on this list that is narrated by a horse. Come on, have you never read Black Beauty?
Of course.
Yeah, that's narrated by a horse.
Okay.
Horses can narrate books.
I guess so.
We'll allow it, even when it's done as a murder mystery.
Yeah.
I'm excited. I think it'll be fun.
Well, I'll let you read that one.
Okay.
No, I did like the other though. I'm going to let you talk about this one too, because I'm going to talk about the next one.
Oh, okay. So, The Courting of Bristol Keats by Mary E. Pearson. Now, this is the first on our list of like fantasy books they might carry. After losing both of their parents, Bristol Keats and her sisters struggle to stay afloat in their small, quiet town of Bowes Keep. When Bristol begins to receive letters from an aunt she's never heard of who promises she can help, she reluctantly agrees to meet and discovers that everything she thought she knew about her family is a lie. Her father might even still be alive, not killed but kidnapped by terrifying creatures and taken to a whole other realm, the one he is originally from. So of course we've got some fairies, we've got some
monsters,
other realms, monsters going on, and I feel like fantasy, romantasy especially, has gotten more and more popular.
Yeah, I think so.
So, and then the next one
is Where the Library Hides by Isabel Ibanez, and I have her book What the River Knows, and I have started that book and I really liked it. It's just so much has gone on, and I feel like I've had so many other deadlines to read certain books because we were interviewing the author or we were meeting the author or something, and I've had to put it on a back shelf, but I am going to pick it up and finish it because I really enjoyed I think I'm about a third of the way through it, and I really enjoyed what I was reading. This one is the sequel to that. It's Where the Library Hides, and it's all about Inez, who travels, her parents die, and she travels to Egypt to find out the true story about what happened to her parents. And in doing so, she meets this guy who is kind of, they're like this. They don't really get along. But in order to gain her inheritance, she is going to have to get married, and she's going to have to marry this guy. So, there's a lot of tension going on and different plans, secret plans and things. And so it's not something she really wants to do, but she may have to do it in order to gain her inheritance and everything. So, if they have this one, and I kind of feel like they really will, if it might be an add-on, because since they carried the first one and this is the sequel to it. So I'm really hoping they do, because I love to have my match sets of books.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So next up, and this one reads more like an aardvark to me. It is also going to be on our aardvark list. That we're going to post Monday, so watch out for that. Her Night at the Museum by Bryn Donovan. A century-long curse is no match for rom-com shenanigans when a medieval knight is brought to life in modern-day Chicago. So there is a statue that a woman is brought in to help restore. Turns out it's a cursed statue of a knight that comes to life.
And he is and I thought it was cute. It said, and he is really put out by modern day life and culture and men.
Isn't?
He's just like, this is not good. Okay, Eleanor of
Avignon.
By Elizabeth
DeLozier.
I let her say the hard stuff. So yeah, this lady, Eleanor, is she's a young midwife and a herbalist, and she treats people, but she understands that the best way to survive and be happy and successful is to try not to draw a lot of attention to yourself. This is in the 1300s, and a lot of stuff has gone on, and the Queen of England, the Queen of England has
The Queen of England.
The Queen of England is calling. So, the Queen of England, Queen Joanna, is going to stand trial for her husband's murder. She is pregnant and she is in need of a midwife, and she is transferred to this Isle of Avignon, and Ella steps in and is the midwife, and then a whole bunch of stuff happens, and they're looking for a scapegoat, and of course
Ella's there existing,
and they're trying to launch a witch hunt for her, and we don't know how it's gonna turn out. So that's,
but it does sound very
very
interesting. Well, that is our list of Pick of the Month picks for November, or predictions, excuse me. Let us know what you think they'll have in the comments, and if you like any of our picks.
And what do you think?